How you doing? My name's Steve Rodriguez. I'm a family practice doctor in Dallas, Texas. And I have a story to tell you that's going to blow your mind. This is my 35th year in medicine, and I was forced into a rabbit hole where I discovered a lot of skeletons. And as I put the pieces together, I realized that every physician has been trained on the wrong step. The AMA started us out on the wrong step 100 years ago. So their mission was not honor, integrity, first do no harm. It was money, profits, monopoly, profits, influence, power. And they won. We are living in that original mission. And it's so simple, yet it's complex. Once you reduce it down to what physicians should always do versus never do, then you say, oh, that I'm supposed to get this. I'm not supposed to get that. Never, always. Never, always. So what the original physicians did is they left out you. You're the one. You are a mind, mental, emotional, psychological, spiritual body of muscles. Perfection. And you have to take care of you as an individual on a team. And you have to have a team around you to take care of you, and everyone takes care of themselves so that the team can be successful. And if you see one of your team members limping, you think, oh, the tight end is limping. Let's call a timeout and get someone in to back him up while they go check him out. The only way a football player can play football are muscles. Muscles are the only tissue in the human body that requires hourly stretching and flexing, restoration, every day of your life, every hour of your life, you have to stretch. Sitting in chairs is death. Standing is not as beneficial as sitting on the floor. Squatting, something as simple as squatting, is profoundly beneficial to the human body. So all your muscles, there's 700 muscles on record, but there are zillions of bundles and fascicles and fibrils and cells. And each one, every day, wants to get what I call TLC, heat, stretch, massage, heat, stretch, massage, pulling, heat, stretch, massage, yoga, heat, stretch, massage, football, heat, stretch, massage. The body loves that. All healing occurs in the muscles. Now, your muscles demand care, and then your psyche demands care. Your spirit demands care. So your mind, a trinity, divine trinity, and all of you need care. So if you don't get muscle care, your muscles will fail. At the end of the day, you're tired. At the beginning of a football game, a player is fast and mobile. At the end of the game, he's beat up. That's muscle failure. And he's going to go in and get muscle restoration, mind, body, spirit. If not, he'll end up with muscle failure. And muscle failure is miserable. You feel miserable. And overtraining is muscle failure, which can be deadly. Muscle failure can be deadly, and your muscles fail every day. If your muscles fail, then they'll become tight and contracted, and they'll leach out toxins and poisons, and you'll have balls of tight muscles full of waste products, and you touch it and it feels like a boil. You move and it'll leach out all that toxins, and then you'll have a hot flash. You're miserable. It's all invisible. So once your muscles fail, then all your other organ systems will fail. You can't sleep, so you end up with sleep deprivation. Your muscles can't absorb nutrients, so you end up with nutrient deficiency. And then you become weak, so you can't exercise. And then it messes with your mind and your mental and your spiritual and your productivity. It destroys your life. That's you. The perfect example of mind, body, spiritual failure is battle fatigue. Battle fatigue causes suicides. 22 veterans every day kill themselves because the healthcare system doesn't see them as a whole unit, as a whole person, as a whole divine spiritual being. So what the AMA has done is they remove you out of sight. You don't exist. But your skeleton exists. Your internal organs exist. Your skin exists. Your bones exist. But they don't need very much except a vital life. So in their quest to produce medications for everything, they're using two is medication. 1, 2, 3. 2 is medications. 3 is surgery. There's only like 5 reasons to use a medication. Finite. Endocrine, infectious disease, cancer, metabolic, mental. That's it. All the other medicines are soothing. They're just make you feel comfortable while Mother Nature is healing you from the inside. So anytime you use a medication for the one, that's fraud. That's a criminal act. That's a betrayal. They move surgery up to the 1, too. So all these normal signs and symptoms will present with circumstantial evidence, like x-ray evidence. So a physician will take x-ray evidence to do a finite destructive treatment, joint replacements, back surgeries, spinal fusions, nerve repair, all of that for normal, spectrum of normal, is what physicians do. You think. So all of medicine, surgery, medicine. I had one lady who had 20 back operations. So they did this 20 times, 20 times, 20 times. Dismantled this lady, mutilated this lady, discarded this lady. That's the most wretched thing one person can do to another, but it's legal. So all of healthcare is this and that, this and that. There's no you in healthcare. They've removed you. It's like that. It blows my mind. And it's all a setup. A Dr. Saboteur, I would call him a dirty bastard. No, a dirty racist bastard. His mission was to push this and move out all physical therapy. Heat, stretch, massage, yoga, chiropractors, osteopaths, acupuncture, Janet Travail, myofascial release, C-Chan gun intramuscular stimulation. So they moved all of this out and they put it in a wastebasket called pseudoscience, quack medicine, alternative, complementary. That's original medicine. Gladiators got what I call TLC therapy, but you won't get TLC therapy. You'll get medications and operations. And then when you don't feel well, they'll give you a bag of opioids, and then they'll label you as a drug seeker or a nuisance or a hypochondriac, or they'll put you in workers' comp, and they'll leave you there. They'll say, "Oh, those people don't want to work. They don't want to work. We just put them in workers' comp." The AMA was sued by chiropractors, and the chiropractors won 1987. So they were convicted of FTC violations, racketeering, fraud. The judge was that close to discovering this problem and solving it back in the 80s. But her statement was she wasn't certain if chiropractic care was valid because all the evidence was anecdotal. Anecdotal evidence comes from you. You give the evidence. In the one, you're everything. You're everything in the one. So once you put the one back in, you. When you go to the doctor says, how can I help you? And then he solves your problem or helps you solve your problem. In the one, you're the most valuable commodity. Whatever you say goes. I got to catch him, I get along. Okay, we'll give you some catching to get along medicine. And they have to give you enough so that you can get back to work. People say, workers, oh my goodness, workers comp. I'll talk about that later. It is a internment camp where physicians mutilate you to death and then they throw you into disability. That's the worst thing a physician can ever do. So you give the person enough one, and they go back to work. But if you cheat them, then it's a failure. And then you start blaming the patient. Why? Because you're a god. You're a dictator. You don't pay any attention to people. I'm a god. I have status. I have power. I have influence. And I can do anything I want to you. And nobody will bother me. Physicians have a license to kill and still get paid. So that's this part of the story. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. So I didn't realize all of this. I didn't realize how bad it was until March 9th, 2018, when I presented all this to the Texas authorities, all the physicians in Texas. And it says, you can't do that. You can't tell people that. Stop doing that. I says, what do you mean? It took me a long time to discover this. I gotta tell people. It's my honor. It's my civic duty. It says, no, you can't. It will interfere with trade. And you have to stop. I have to stop. You can't tell me what to do. And I cursed them out. I call them sadistic, dirty motherfucking bastards. Sadistic, satanic, demonic. So on March 9th, they pushed a button and says, we don't want you here anymore. Bloop. 20 years of my work just disappeared. One button, one instance. They killed me. They saved my life. March 9th. So physicians have privilege to lie, cheat, steal, kill with impunity, with federal protections, federal, state, and local protections. Even people will protect the criminal activity. It's complicated. But on any account, now you know. You can read my book. It's on Kindle. I have information everywhere. All of it is as truthful as humanly possible. So if you have a problem, you have a one problem. 99.9% of your problems will be one. If you have diabetes, thyroid, infectious disease, cancer, mental illness, we got it. We have all of the medicines we could ever dream of. We can do all the surgeries, but the only time you do surgery is to remove dead, rotten, corrupted, malformed tissue. So there's no such thing as joint pain. There's no such thing as arthritis. All those terms are made up to justify doing this. If you have a complaint, it's a one complaint. So cancer pain requires cancer therapy. Ruptured spleen requires ruptured spleen therapy, but you still got to take care of the person. Appendicitis pain requires appendicitis therapy, but you still got to take care of the person. So there are maybe 6 basic pathologies. The one is huge. All of these are deadly if you don't treat them properly. They're all deadly. This one, you kill yourself. These, doctors kill you. So this is medical negligence on a genocidal level. There's more to this story, and I'll be back later. Thanks.